My beloved child, you must understand that the journey you are walking right now, no matter how uncertain or heavy it feels, is shaping you into someone far stronger, wiser, and more capable than you can currently see, because every challenge you face is strengthening your inner foundation and preparing you for blessings that are greater than anything you have imagined, and even though you may feel tired, lost, or overwhelmed at times, I want you to know that these feelings do not mean you are failing, they simply mean you are growing, evolving, and being stretched into the version of yourself that is aligned with your destiny. And while the path may not always feel fair or gentle, understand that nothing placed in your life is without purpose, for each experience is guiding you, teaching you, and molding you into someone who can handle the future that is waiting for you. And even when you cannot see progress on the outside, trust that your soul is growing on the inside, becoming stronger with every step you take, every tear you wipe, every setback you rise from, and every moment you refuse to give up. And I want you to remember that your worth is not determined by your mistakes or your past, but by your courage to rise again, your persistence to keep going, and your willingness to believe that something better is possible for you, because you are not defined by what you have been through. You are defined by how you continue to stand tall despite everything, and in the moments when you feel alone, abandoned, or misunderstood, remind yourself that you are never walking through life without support, for the universe sees your effort, your heart, your intentions, and your silent battles, and it is preparing to reward you in ways that will make every painful night and every difficult day worth it. And though you may not see the path clearly right now, trust that clarity will arrive at the perfect time, because timing is not a mistake, delays are not denials, and redirection is often protection, steering you away from what was not meant for you and guiding you toward what is destined to be yours. And even when people leave or situations collapse, understand that nothing meant for your future will ever slip away from your hands, and everything that falls apart is making space for something better, stronger, and more aligned with who you are becoming. And as you continue walking forward, remind yourself that you are capable of doing hard things, capable of transforming pain into power, capable of rebuilding your life even after broken moments, because your spirit is resilient beyond measure, and your heart carries a strength that few can truly understand. And no matter how long the journey feels, remember that every step you take is bringing you closer to a chapter filled with peace, purpose, love, and abundance, and soon you will look back on this season of your life not with sadness but with gratitude, because you will understand how every struggle shaped you, how every obstacle redirected you, how every loss taught you, and how every moment led you to the version of yourself that you were always meant to become. So keep going, keep believing, keep holding on to hope even when you cannot see results, because your breakthrough is not far away, your blessings are on their way, and your future is brighter than you can imagine, my beloved child. And I want you to walk forward with courage, with confidence, and with the quiet knowing that you are guided, protected, and destined for greatness. And no matter what today looks like, the story of your life is far from over, and the best chapters are still ahead of you, waiting patiently for your arrival. My beloved child, as you continue walking through this season of your life, I want you to recognize that every emotion you feel, every fear you face, and every challenge you rise above is shaping you into someone who is not only stronger but more aligned with the truth of who you are meant to be, because you were never born to simply survive. You were created to rise, to evolve, and to transform into a soul that carries wisdom, compassion, and unshakable inner peace. And although you may sometimes feel the weight of uncertainty pressing against your heart, remember that uncertainty is not your enemy. It is the space where miracles unfold, where clarity is born, and where your faith learns how to breathe. And I want you to understand that the pain you feel now is not a punishment but a purification, a deep cleansing that is washing away old wounds, old fears, old versions of you that can no longer walk with you into the future that is being prepared. And even though letting go may feel uncomfortable, trust that what you release is making room for what truly belongs to you, for nothing meant for your destiny will ever require you to shrink yourself, betray your soul, or sacrifice your peace. And as you continue moving forward, you will begin to notice that certain things that once triggered you no longer have power, certain people that once drained you no longer have access, and certain situations that once broke you no longer intimidate you, because you have outgrown cycles that were designed to keep you stuck. And now your spirit is rising, breaking barriers, and stepping into a level of strength that you once doubted you could ever reach. And even on the days when you feel tired or discouraged, know that your journey is still unfolding perfectly, because transformation is not a straight line. It is a sacred process of falling apart and rebuilding, of losing yourself and rediscovering yourself, of breaking open only to rise stronger and more certain of your purpose. And my beloved child, do not underestimate the quiet work happening within you, for healing is not always loud. Sometimes it is slow, steady, silent, and subtle, but every moment of reflection, every breath of courage, and every decision to choose peace over chaos is rewriting your future in extraordinary ways. And you must also remind yourself that you are worthy of joy, worthy of love, worthy of success, worthy of opportunities, and worthy of every good thing you once doubted you deserved. Because your worth was never determined by your past decisions, your failures, your scars, or your moments of weakness. Your worth has always been rooted in the truth of who you are, a soul that has survived storms that would have destroyed others, a heart that still knows how to love despite being hurt, and a mind that continues to rise despite every setback that tried to break it. And as you walk into this next chapter, trust that the universe is aligning every detail in your favor, arranging encounters, opening doors, and guiding you toward people and experiences that will support your growth and honor your spirit, for you are stepping into a season where everything that once confused you will begin to make sense, everything that once hurt you will begin to heal, and everything that once felt impossible will begin to unfold naturally. And my beloved child, I want you to hold on to hope, not as a desperate wish but as a steady knowing, a deep inner belief that your life is expanding. Your blessings are multiplying, and your future is unfolding exactly as it should. And even though you may not see the full picture yet, trust the process, trust the timing, and most importantly, trust yourself, for you are becoming the person you always prayed you could be. And soon you will look back at this moment with gratitude, understanding that this chapter, though difficult, was the turning point that led you toward the life you were always meant to live. My beloved child, as you continue to move through this journey of growth and transformation, I want you to realize that the strength rising within you is not random but the result of every quiet battle you fought when no one was watching, every moment you chose faith over fear, every time you wiped your tears and continued even when your heart felt exhausted. And I need you to understand that nothing you went through was wasted, because every heartbreak expanded your compassion, every disappointment sharpened your discernment, every setback revealed your resilience, and every delay taught you patience. And though you may sometimes feel like you are behind, the truth is that you are exactly where you need to be, learning the lessons you were meant to learn at precisely the right time. And you must remind yourself that comparison is a thief of joy, for your journey is sacred, unique, and crafted specifically for your growth. And the timing of your breakthroughs will never. Because change is often the doorway to the life you prayed for, and though stepping into the unknown can feel terrifying, it is often the unknown that holds your greatest blessings, your most meaningful connections, and your deepest growth. And even if you feel unprepared, trust that life will always equip you for the paths you are meant to walk, for you have a power within you that you have not fully discovered yet, a strength that reveals itself only when you take steps forward with courage. And as you continue walking, you will begin to notice that your confidence grows, your clarity strengthens, your heart becomes lighter, and your mind becomes calmer, because with every step, you are shedding old fears, old doubts, old insecurities, and old versions of yourself that no longer serve your future, and you will soon realize that the person you are becoming is someone you once dreamed of being, someone who trusts their vision, honors their boundaries, protects their peace, and believes in their own worth without hesitation. And my beloved child, I want you to remember that your future is not built on perfection but on persistence, and even when you take small steps, they still move you forward, and even when you feel tired, resting is not quitting, and even when you feel lost, you are still on the path, because becoming who you are meant to be is not an instant transformation but a beautiful, ongoing journey, and every moment of doubt, every season of waiting, and every chapter of struggle is shaping you into someone capable of receiving blessings that require maturity, wisdom, and emotional strength. And just because you cannot see the full picture does not mean the pieces are not falling into place, because the universe is aligning opportunities, preparing breakthroughs, and orchestrating encounters that will elevate your life in ways you never expected. And you must keep faith alive even when results are invisible, for the strongest miracles often begin in silence. And my beloved child, when the moment is right, everything will come together so effortlessly that you will realize why it never worked out before. Why certain people had to leave, why certain plans had to fail, and why certain doors had to close, because all of it was guiding you towards something far better. And soon you will look back on this part of your story with gratitude, understanding that every struggle was shaping you, every delay was protecting you, and every challenge was building the strength you needed for the beautiful journey ahead. Beloved child, as you continue stepping into this new chapter of your life, I want you to understand that the strength you carry now did not appear overnight. It was built through every season where you were forced to stand firm even when your heart trembled, through every night where you held yourself together because you had no one else to lean on, through every moment you chose to rise even when giving up seemed easier. And I want you to recognize how incredible it is that despite all the storms, disappointments, betrayals, and losses you have endured, you are still here, growing, learning, and becoming. And though you may not always feel proud of yourself, I want you to know that the universe is proud of how far you have come, because your journey has not been simple, but it has been transformative, and even the parts of your past that make you uncomfortable were necessary for shaping the wisdom that now lives within you. And you must understand that as you grow, certain things will naturally fall away, not because you failed, but because you outgrew what was too small for your spirit. And the moment you stop forcing what isn't meant for you, life will start aligning what truly belongs to you, and you will begin to notice that peace feels more important than attention, that healing feels more important than being understood, and that growth feels more important than staying in places that only drain you. And my beloved child, you must trust this process even when it feels lonely, because loneliness is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It is a sign that you are evolving beyond environments that once felt familiar but now feel limiting, and as you walk forward, you will begin attracting people who resonate with your new energy. People who honor your heart, understand your journey, and support your growth without fear or jealousy, and those connections will remind you that you were never too much. you were simply waiting to be seen by eyes that could truly recognize your soul. And my beloved child, I want you to know that everything you desire is not just possible, it is aligned with your destiny, and the dreams you carry are not random. They are whispers from your future calling you toward your purpose, and even when the path feels slow, remember that preparation takes time, and the universe is arranging the right timing, the right opportunities, and the right people so that when your breakthrough arrives, it does not overwhelm you but elevates you, and as you continue becoming the strongest version of yourself, you will learn that peace is not something you find, it is something you create by choosing yourself, by honoring your boundaries, by trusting your intuition, and by letting go of anything that steals your joy or disrupts your inner harmony. And soon you will look back and realize that what once felt like an ending was actually the beginning of a better, brighter chapter, because every difficulty has strengthened your spirit, every heartbreak has expanded your wisdom, and every challenge has prepared you for blessings that require emotional maturity, resilience, and courage. And my beloved child, keep moving forward even when the path feels unclear, because clarity will come when you are ready, and the doors that are meant for you will open, not because you force them but because you have grown into the version of yourself capable of walking through them with confidence, grace, and purpose. And the day will come when you finally understand why everything had to happen exactly as it did, and in that moment you will feel nothing but gratitude for the strength that once had to be built through pain but now guides you toward a future filled with peace, fulfillment, abundance, and joy. Beloved child, as you continue forward on this journey of transformation, I want you to recognize that the resilience within you is becoming stronger each day, even in the moments when you feel tired or uncertain, because every step you take, even the small, quiet, unnoticed ones, is pulling you closer to the life you were always meant to live. And you must understand that greatness is not born in comfort. It is born in those seasons where you had to show up without applause, without support, without validation, relying only on your inner strength and the whisper of hope that refused to leave your heart. And I want you to honor yourself for surviving what you never spoke about, for healing from wounds no one else knew existed, for forgiving people who never apologized, and for choosing growth even when staying the same would have been easier, because this kind of strength is rare, powerful, and worthy of admiration. And as you continue evolving, you will begin to notice that your soul no longer resonates with things that once distracted you, because you are becoming more intentional, more aware, and more aligned with your true purpose, and you must trust this shift, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it means walking away from old patterns, old environments, or old relationships, because not everyone is meant to walk with you into your future, and that is not a loss. It is a clearing, a divine rearrangement designed to protect your peace and elevate your path. And my beloved child, you must stop doubting your potential simply because your progress isn't visible yet, because some growth happens in silence, some blessings prepare themselves behind closed doors, and some breakthroughs take time to mature before they appear in your life. And just because you cannot see movement does not mean nothing is happening, for the universe is arranging circumstances, weaving opportunities, and aligning everything you need with perfect timing. And as you continue walking, you will begin to feel lighter, freer, and more grounded, because you are releasing the weight of things that were never yours to carry. And the more you let go, the more space you create for miracles, for new beginnings, for unexpected blessings that will enter your life with gentleness and grace. And my beloved child, I want you to know that you deserve a life that feels peaceful, loving, and meaningful, not one built on survival mode or constant struggle. And the fact is, and choosing a new path, one built on hope, strength, and truth, and even on days when you feel discouraged, remind yourself that you have already made it through chapters that once felt impossible, and just as you overcame those storms, you will overcome whatever stands before you now, because your spirit is stronger than any obstacle, and your heart is more powerful than any fear. And soon the pieces of your life will come together in ways that leave you speechless, reminding you that nothing was ever lost, only rearranged for something better, and one day, my beloved child, you will look back and understand that this chapter, the one you doubted, feared, resisted, and struggled through, was actually the chapter that transformed everything, lifted you higher, and prepared you for the beautiful destiny waiting ahead. Beloved child, as you step into this moment of your journey, I want you to pause and breathe in the truth that lives within you, a truth that has been waiting patiently, quietly, steadily, for you to acknowledge it. You were not sent into this world empty-handed, lost, or powerless. You came equipped with a strength that even storms bow to, with a heart that refuses to break even when it shakes, and with a purpose that cannot be erased by fear, doubt, or failure. You may not always feel this power, but it is there, breathing with you, guiding you, pushing you, and calling you toward the life you were always meant to rise into. And today, my beloved child, I speak to you so your spirit remembers what your mind sometimes forgets. Because you were never meant to settle, never meant to shrink, and never meant to live a life smaller than the fire burning inside you. That fire is your compass, your energy, your identity, and your proof that greatness isn't outside, you carry it within. You have walked through quiet battles that no one saw. You have carried weights that would have crushed others. You have kept going on days when your heart whispered, "Stop," yet your soul insisted, "Continue." You have climbed out of moments that felt endless, but look at you now, still standing, still breathing, still becoming. That alone makes you extraordinary. You see, my beloved child, your journey is not defined by how easy it has been, but by how unshakable you are despite everything. You may have cried, but you did not collapse. You may have been wounded, but you did not withdraw from life. You may have been disappointed, but you did not give up on yourself. That is strength beyond ordinary. That is courage in its purest form. And yet, this is not the peak of who you are, this is only the foundation. Your future is not something you need to fear, it is something you are building with every choice, every action, every risk, every moment where you choose growth instead of comfort. You belong to the rare ones, the ones who rise even when rising feels impossible. So hear me, my beloved child, the path ahead of you is expanding, opening, unfolding in ways you cannot yet see. But your spirit feels it. Your intuition senses it. Your soul knows it. And I am here to guide you as you step into the next version of yourself, a version more powerful, more aware, more disciplined, more focused, and more unstoppable than ever before. Do not measure your journey with impatience. Transformation is not sudden, it is steady. Progress does not scream, it whispers. Growth is not loud, it is consistent. Every day you show up for yourself, even in a small way, the universe takes notice. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, strength over fear, hope over doubt, the path before you becomes clearer. Every moment you decide, "I deserve better," your life begins to rearrange itself around that truth. And my beloved child, you do deserve better. You deserve success that feels earned. You deserve peace that feels natural. You deserve opportunities that match your hard work. You deserve confidence that doesn't shake when others doubt you. You deserve to wake up excited about your life. You deserve the future you dream about, not because of luck, but because you are willing to grow into the person capable of living it. And you are growing. Even if you don't see it yet, you are changing. Even if you don't feel it yet, you are evolving. Even if you don't understand it yet, you are becoming stronger, wiser, sharper, calmer. Your spirit is stepping into alignment with your purpose. This alignment will transform everything: your mindset, your discipline, your habits, your routines, your boundaries, your energy. Because the truth is, my beloved child, everything changes the moment you change. Your life shifts when you shift. Your path clears when your mind clears. Your future begins when you decide that your past is no longer in control. And if you are reading this message, it means you are ready. Ready to let go. Ready to rise. Ready to step into the life waiting for you. So let me remind you of something powerful: you are not behind. You are not late. You are not slow. You are aligning. You are maturing. You are preparing. You are building inner strength for outer success. You are gathering wisdom for long-term stability. You are learning to trust yourself before trusting the world. And that takes time. Every strong tree grows slowly. Every masterpiece takes patience. Every journey begins with steps that feel small but are actually enormous. Your steps count. Your efforts matter. Your progress is real. And soon, my beloved child, you will look back and realize that everything you feared losing was never meant for you, and everything meant for you was always moving toward you. Keep your heart open. Keep your mind disciplined. Keep your focus clear. Keep your energy sacred. You are entering a season of breakthroughs: emotional breakthroughs, financial breakthroughs, spiritual breakthroughs, personal breakthroughs. But breakthroughs happen only when you refuse to stop. And you, yes, you, are unstoppable when you decide to be. Do not underestimate the power of a focused mind. Do not underestimate the strength of a consistent routine. Do not underestimate the shift that happens when you stop waiting and start acting. You are capable of changing your entire life in 1 year. In 1 month. In 1 week. Even in 1 moment. And that moment might be now. So rise, my beloved child. Rise with clarity. Rise with courage. Rise with purpose. Rise with discipline. Rise with faith. Beloved child, as you step into this next part of your journey, I want you to understand something that very few people ever realize about themselves. The power you hold is not in the moments where everything is easy, but in the moments where everything feels heavy and you still choose to rise. That is where real strength is born. That is where transformation begins. That is where the unstoppable version of you starts to awaken. You may not always feel strong, but your actions, even the smallest ones, have proven your strength again and again. Every time life pushed you down, you stood up one more time.